Welcome everyone to Earth Sciences Assignment classes. Today in this short video presentation we will learn about a rock cycle. So why we learn the rock cycle? Because it is a good model to understand the transformation of rocks from one type to another by earth processes. We know that all the igneous rocks are made from the molten material that we call magma or lava, and all the sedimentary rocks are made from weathered products of other pre-existing rocks, and all the metamorphic rocks are products of pre-existing rocks that are transformed at high temperature and pressure conditions. And if there are right conditions, any kind of rock can convert into another kind of rock provided the sufficient time. So now let's learn that what is the rock cycle. The geologist has classified rocks into three basic types. The igneous rocks, example you can see it's granite. Sedimentary rocks, this is a sandstone rock. And metamorphic rock, you can see this is the schistose and highly deformed metamorphic rock. So now we will learn about the basic rock cycle. So it all starts with the magma. What is magma actually? Magma is a molten rock that formed deep beneath the earth's surface. We know that earth is divided into three basic layers, that is core, mantle and crust, and mantle is full of magma. In asthenosphere we have molten condition of the rocks. So over the time this magma erupts because of some volcanic eruptions and also because of fragmentation in the crust. So what happens, this magma comes out of the earth's surface and also get injected into the earth crust, and in due course of time this magma or lava solidifies either beneath the earth's surface or above the earth's surface. Whenever we have molten rock below the earth's surface we call it magma. When this comes out at the surface we use another fancy term, we call it lava. So whenever this magma and lava solidifies, it forms a type of rock which is known as igneous rocks. And if it solidifies below the earth's surface, it forms plutonic igneous rocks like granite, gabbro, etc. And if it solidifies above the earth's surface, it forms some volcanic igneous rocks or extrusive igneous rocks, for example, rhyolite, granite, etc. So if these igneous rocks are exposed at the surface, they undergo a process called weathering, which is in day in and day out influences of different atmospheric, hydrosphere and biospheric agencies that slowly disintegrate and decomposes these rocks. Now these decomposed materials move down slope by the gravity before being picked up and transported by a number of erosional agents such as running water, glaciers, wind, or waves if they are in proximity with the ocean. So eventually these particles and other dissolved particles or sediments are deposited at certain suitable places on the earth's crust. Those suitable places are known as basins. Generally these are depressions in the earth's crust, and most of the sediments ultimately comes to the rest in the ocean, and also on other sides, not exclusively to the ocean, such as river floodplains, desert basins, they form their sand dunes there. And then next this sediment goes undergoes lithification, and this lithification process in fact convert these sediments into the rocks, and it forms the sedimentary rocks, examples being sandstone, limestone, etc. And now they are compacted by overlaying weight of rocks. When they are cemented, as percolating groundwater fills the pores with minerals, and we have resultant sedimentary rocks. Now if the sedimentary rocks is deeply buried, now because layer by layer the rocks form one above another, then what happens, due to underlying load, the rock gets deeply buried, and within the earth's surface we have within the earth's surface, or we can say within in the earth's crust, we have number of dynamic processes of mountain building, etc. So they sedimentary rocks now gets deeply buried, and this is subjected to great pressures and intense heat conditions. So now these sedimentary rocks react to the changing environment and turns into a third type of rock, that is known as metamorphic rock. So whenever a metamorphic rock is subjected to additional pressure, it changes or still uh, changes to the higher grade metamorphic rocks. And yet there are times if the conditions are of higher temperature so that it can melt the rock, so it again becomes the igneous rocks, and this cycle goes on and on and on. So from molten magma we have igneous rock, then from igneous rock we have sediments, and that converts into the sedimentary rocks, and this sedimentary rocks gets deeply buried into the crust, and now because of pressure and heat conditions, it gets converted into the metamorphic rock, and this metamorphic rock again gets melted and forms the magma, which in turn makes the igneous rocks. So this cycle seems so easy, but the steps are not as direct. Simply only sedimentary rocks do not form the metamorphic rock, or only metamorphic rock do not form the igneous rocks. Rather, there are some intermediate steps. Now we will learn it in some advanced rock cycle into the next frame. So as seen in the previous frame, all sedimentary rocks do not form only from the weathering and erosion of pre-existing igneous rocks only. And all metamorphic rocks do not form only from the metamorphism of pre-existing igneous rock, and all the magma is not formed only from the metamorphic rock. So there are alternate pathways which are possible. So once this magma cools and crystallizes beneath the earth's surface, it may remain buried at the changed temperature pressure conditions. So because of change pressure temperature conditions, it can undergo solid state transformation to be stable in that changed condition, and it can form metamorphic rock. So now we can see a metamorphic rock can form from igneous rock and sedimentary rock, and there are times that metamorphic rocks can remain deeply buried due to different tectonic activities. It can again go metamorphism, and it can alter into different type of metamorphic rock. So a metamorphic rock can form from igneous rock, from sedimentary rock, and from pre-existing metamorphic rock also. Similarly, if during the mountain melting activity these metamorphic rocks are exposed at the earth's surface, now because of weathering and erosion, and this also forms the sediments, and now these sediments can lithify to form the sedimentary rock. So a sedimentary rock can form from pre-existing igneous rock as well as from metamorphic rock. Similarly, a sedimentary rocks can also undergo weathering and erosion to form mature sedimentary rocks, or mature sediment back again to form the sedimentary rock. So rather than being simple, this rock cycle becomes a bit complicated because of some intermediate steps, or you can say that in nature, in reality, one type of rock can alter into another type of rock provided it has got suitable conditions of the formation.
So in this video presentation, we have learned about the rock cycle. We will be learning some more interesting topics from the earth science. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.